I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, July the 6th, 2016. 3 IDF soldiers were lightly hurt this morning after what appears to have been an intentional car ramming in the West Bank. According to an initial statement from the IDF, a Palestinian man rammed his vehicle into a military vehicle at the entrance to the community of Neve Daniel, lightly injuring the Israeli soldiers who were treated at the scene. The Palestinian driver was badly injured in the incident and taken to a nearby hospital by IDF medical personnel. Yesterday evening, a Palestinian woman tried to stab 2 IDF soldiers who were stationed at a bus stop near the Jewish settlement of Ariel, also in the West Bank. She was shot and injured by the soldiers and taken to the hospital for treatment. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited Rwanda today, his second to last stop on the 4-nation Africa trade and security tour, which he began earlier this week. The Prime Minister and his wife Sarah were welcomed to the country by Rwandan President Paul Kagame. Together, they visited the Kigali Memorial Center, where tens of thousands of victims of genocide are buried. Netanyahu wrote in the guest book at the site, "We are deeply moved by the memorial to the victims of one of history's greatest crimes, and reminded of the haunting similarities to the genocide of our own people. Never again." And during the press conference held in Kigali, Netanyahu responded to recent criticism of his decision to approve new housing units in East Jerusalem and the West Bank, a move that was strongly criticized by the U.S. State Department. Yesterday, State Department spokesperson John Kirby said that U.S. officials had seen reports that Israel intends to advance plans for hundreds of housing units in Israeli settlements in those locations. And Kirby said if true, this report would be the latest step in what seems to be a systematic process of land seizures, settlement expansions, and legalizations of outposts that is fundamentally undermining the prospects for a 2-state solution. Netanyahu rejected the notion that building the new apartments would prevent peace. The Prime Minister said that it was Palestinian incitement and the Palestinian Authority's refusal to hold direct talks with Israel that was to blame for stalled peace efforts. Tomorrow, Netanyahu heads to Ethiopia, his final stop in Africa, before flying back to Israel. Former Illinois Congressman Abner Mikvah has died. Mikvah served as a federal judge and was appointed by President Bill Clinton as White House counsel. He also mentored several Democratic politicians, including a young Barack Obama. Years later, in 2014, President Obama awarded Mikvah the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Mikvah died of cancer on Monday. He was 90. He is survived by his wife, 3 daughters, and 7 grandchildren. Ynet reports that the Israeli Missile Defense Organization and the United States Missile Defense Agency conducted a test of the integration of Israeli and American missile defense systems, testing communication and efficiency in real time between the 2 systems in a simulated potential rocket and missile attack on Israel from Iran and Lebanon. The integrated ground test was reportedly the first of its kind held with the new systems, and took place over a period of 5 days at the end of last month, the success of which was just announced today. Israel's defense ministry cited the test as, quote, another milestone in the missile defense program, which is a cooperation between the U.S. and Israel. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, July the 6th. At 7 o'clock, authors Dara Horn and Anna Solomon join Joshua Lambert to discuss the uses of history in American Jewish fiction. That's from the Center for Jewish History. At 8 o'clock, CUNY professor Jerome Chanis talks about how the American presidential administrations of the 20th century each interacted with the State of Israel. That's from JBS's exclusive coverage of Limud New York 2016. And at 9 tonight, David Goodman, younger brother of Andrew Goodman, who was murdered together with Michael Schwerner and James Chaney by the Ku Klux Klan in Mississippi in 1964, talks about his brother, the murder, and a legacy of social action. Then at 10, social justice is discussed by Machon Hadar Rabbi Shai Held and Trua Rabbi Jill Jacobs. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, July the 6th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.